Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today I want to talk to you about the first 3 books in the Sweater Weather series: Just Don't Fall, The Fallback Plan, and Can't Help Falling. The Sweater Weather series is a series of sweet romances, so books with no spice in them, but they're still romances, written by a bunch of different authors. From what I could see in reading the acknowledgments and stuff like that, a couple of the authors got together and came up with this idea to do a fall themed series of romances, each written by a different person, but they all take place in the same town. So once you read one, you kind of just get to know the feel of the town and the vibes of the town, and it's all set in fall and there's harvest stuff, but each one has unique characters, a unique storyline, and aren't really connected. But it's kind of nice. It's kind of like having an entire series set in Stars Hollow, where you just kind of know the town and you're used to the people and you're used to the vibe and the way things are done. And so each one kind of feels very homey and very cozy. So I was looking for just cozy reads. I read these right before I had my baby. And so I was just I just want something that I can fly through that's just cozy and nice. And it was fall and, starting to get cold outside. And I was like, perfect, sweater weather. Love it. So I read the first 3. So I'm going to talk about all 3 together in this video quickly, because I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long. The other fun thing is I had read a lot of these authors before, maybe not all of their books, but at least one, or there's an author that I had heard of that my friends have really liked that I was like, oh, I haven't read any of her books, and now I have. So it just kind of opened up a lot of opportunity for me to get to know new authors or to reread authors that I liked. So I thought it was a really cool concept, and maybe next fall I'll read the next 3. The first one is Just Don't Fall by Emma St. Clair. And this is a hockey romance, but it's not just a hockey romance. It's a hockey kind of brother's best friend, second chance romance kind of romance. This is about a girl who is a social media manager for the local hockey team in Harvest Hollow, I believe is the name. So when I said Stars Hollow, I think we know the vibe they were going for. Harvest Hollow has a lower to bit minor hockey team. She used to play hockey kind of, and her brother used to play hockey, and his best friend played hockey. Now the best friend is in the National Hockey League, the NHL, and he got injured, so he got sent down to rehab, and of course he gets sent back to his hometown, back to the hockey team where he grew up, and she happens to work there working on the social media management. So they're thrown together all the time, and of course she had a crush on him since they were little kids, and he never really saw her that way. But when he shows up on the first day and realizes who she is and who he's going to be spending time with, doing TikTok dances and stuff like that, he realizes that he may have also had feelings. This book was really cute. I gave it 4 stars. It was super, super cute. There were, though, some very, very corny things or corny phrases or things that made me cringe a little bit, that were kind of thrown in, especially towards the end. I didn't really get that feeling in the middle or the beginning, but mostly towards the end when the lovey-dovey stuff started happening. Normally I'm really a sucker for that stuff, but some of the lines were just a little cringy for me, just a little bit. I can't remember specific ones, but I remember looking at my Kindle and being like, ooh, that's not for me. Just fair warning. But other than that, I thought it was very, very cute. It was a good little first introduction into the Harvest Hollow series. However, it wasn't heavy in the town, whereas I feel like the other 2 took place more in the town, whereas this one took place a little bit more just in the hockey world. But you did get typical hockey romance stuff. You got banter with the other players, and you got the jealous hockey player, and there was a lot of family dynamic stuff in there too, which it all just came together for a really cute story. Spice rating is a 0. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this was sweet romances. So none of these books are going to have explicit scenes in them. They have kissing only, and that's it. The second book in the Sweater Weather series is called The Fallback Plan by Melanie Jacobson. This one is also a second chance romance, but not in the typical sense. Like, they were never together. Just like with the last book, they were never together, but it's like right time or something. The trope is completely escaping my brain. It's about a girl who used to tutor this like bad boy in high school, and she was kind of made fun of in high school and just wanted to get out of this place completely. And he was the bad boy, needed her help to pass. And then he ends up becoming the sheriff. She ends up leaving, making a ton of money, and then coming back into town, buying a bar and redoing it in order to kind of get revenge on many different people in the town. She has some family history and some family baggage as well, but she's back and now is being accused of a crime that is really stupid, and has to interact with the sheriff often, who was the guy she tutored and absolutely hated. Now he seems like a completely different person, and they can't help but catch feelings. This one was also really cute. It was really cute. Kind of like the whole revenge plot and the stupid crime plot kept things going. I will warn you, the crime plot kind of had to do with dolls, like not scary ones, but kind of scary ones. The ones that people think are considered scary. Fair warning, it's not scary by any means. Like, it's just supposed to be quirky and ridiculous. But if you don't like dolls, I'm warning you. I really liked the characters in this book a lot. I think that the female main character went through a lot in her story in a very like short book. So you got a lot of backstory and you got to see a lot of growth, but you also were really rooting for her in this like revenge plot that she had because of all of the shit that she went through prior to leaving. You just were really rooting for them to get together as a couple. Like, it was very sweet and it was very, very cute. Also, if you like police romances, obviously he's a sheriff. If you like, the whole man in uniform thing, that is in this book. So that is something to think about. Star rating, which I forgot to say before I started talking about it, is a 4. I did really, really like this book. And again, spice rating is a 0. The third is Can't Help Falling by Courtney Walsh. And this is a firefighter, best friend's older brother romance. I think the theme of these, because it's like small town, is kind of second chance or right time or whatever, because this one also kind of had that vibe. Like, she had kind of a crush in high school. Anyways, it has that theme in it too. This is about a girl who is a bookstore owner in town, and she has a secret love advice podcast, which she is doing in her house one night when all of a sudden she smells smoke and figures out her house is on fire, but she doesn't figure that out until the firefighters are trying to burst through her door while she's recording this podcast to save her from her burning home. And who is the firefighter other than the older brother of her best friend that has been gone out of town for 8 years and randomly decided to show back up, igniting, pun intended, all of her feelings that she had for him in high school. Again, this book was a solid 4. I really liked this book. All 3 of these for me were 4 stars. I really liked them all. I read them very quickly. They were exactly what I was looking for at the time. I think of the 3, I did like this one the best. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because it was the one that I read the most recently, but I did really love all the feels that you got every time they were trying to fight each other's feelings, and every time there was banter and just all of it, the whole picture. Plus it's, firefighter and a bookstore owner, and those are just perfect tropes. Again, 0 with the spice rating. No spice. If you're looking for cozy romances, especially in this week of Thanksgiving, this last official week of celebrating fall before we all jump right into the holiday season, definitely check them out. I read them on Kindle Unlimited. I know they have physical copies as well, so you can find either or. I'll put a link for them down in the description below, like always. But I really enjoyed this series, at least what I read of them so far. And I would definitely consider reading the rest of the series, especially when I want fall vibes when it's the end of summer and still 100 degrees in California. Probably next year, I might give that, the rest of the story a try. If you like reading fantasy and romance, I post reviews on my channel every week, so be sure to like and subscribe so you can get notified when those come out. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys next time.